Expectations tonight, slightly different group, obviously, but what are you trying to build from Halifax now to St. Catharines?
Well, we talked about it. We thought we did a lot of things well in Halifax, but there were some real staples of our game that were missing. So we think we've addressed those through video and through explanation. We'll look to see some of those things better tonight. I think one of the things is us being in front of their goaltender and spending more time in front of the net. You better see that tonight.
And I guess protecting the puck, less turnovers in the neutral zone.
Yeah, there was a couple things off the rush. There were just a couple sort-outs that we had, those for sure. But offensively, it's just getting to their net front. You saw we had a lot of shots, but we didn't think we generated enough. There were a few breakdowns. The puck ended up in our net, and we've talked about those as well.
The fact that Mike Babcock is not here, does that change anything for any player trying to make this team?
I don't think so. I mean, there's, Mike's not here, Brew's not here, but there's a heck of a lot of guys here watching each player daily and giving reports to Mike, of course. He'll want to get a look on him live too, but I don't think that changes. You're a player, you got to be good every single day, and I think that's, we talked a lot about that last year, Mike, every single day, and so if you think you're waiting until Babs shows up, you're probably making a mistake.
Garrett Stark said today that he thinks the players have done a pretty good job of policing themselves to keep up the tempo in Mike's absence. What do you think?
I think so. I think, that was one of the things we talked about. Do you have to teach these guys a lot of new stuff? Well, you always got to remind the players of the systems. You got to go over the details of the systems. What I found really encouraging were the work ethic and the relentlessness and determination. That was definitely a carryover from last season into the beginning of this year's training camp. So that is a good sign. That's culture right there. Mistakes we can clean up. The fact the guys came to work, I think, was a great sign going forward.
How long do you think it took you guys to get that message through to last year's crew, to get from where they were at the beginning of training camp to the relentlessness that you kind of want?
I don't know. I don't know if you can put a time on it. You always want more, so you never feel like you're there. But I just think Mike did a terrific job in instilling that daily with his work ethic, and it rubbed off on the players. When it happened, as it grew slowly, I don't know, but I think our players, they came up this year, they were focused, they knew what to expect. I think that's a big part of it too, the tempo and the pace of practice.
This many players in camp, referring to Willie Nylander, will you continue to move him between the middle, right side, and as things sort of maybe narrow down in a week and then maybe finalize where he might open the season?
Yeah, we're not exactly sure where he's going to play, right? He played center last year, he did a terrific job. I know Mike's talked about maybe he'll play the wing this year. I think he's focused right now, he's in the middle, he's focused on playing center. I think anytime you have versatility in a player, that's a bonus for him. But right now we're looking at him down the middle, he's doing a good job. He gets to go tonight, and we'll see what he does.
Whether it be Matt Martin or Zach Hyman, do you like having a couple of guys like that who can really do some work while he creates time and space for them?
Well, I think so. I think the one thing we talked about is we weren't at the net front enough. And what we saw really with that line was Matt Martin spent a lot of time in training camp scrimmages in front of their goaltender. Hyman did a lot of good work under the goal line, and Willie, of course, was their trigger man in finding those guys. So we liked where they looked in training camp, and so we should see that again here tonight, where we've got a good offensive presence with those three.
You were glad to see Kirby step up the other night, I'm sure, but look forward to seeing a bit more of him in a game.
That's right. Yeah, he's going back to back. You notice that. He just didn't get enough last game. But of course, you know what? There's a lot of different things that happen in a game. When you drop your gloves and you get involved, that's one thing that everybody remembers. So, it would happen way too quick, so we'll see a little bit more as what he can do, up and down the ice. But everybody was encouraged with him, based on his performance.
And there's not a lot of fighting in the game anymore, and I know Mike Babcock teams don't really have fighters, but Matt Martin, what does he bring to you? He's got that element to his game, but there's more to him than that, right?
Well, there is, and we're seeing that here daily. He's been really impressive. So his work ethic, his hunger to get better, I think. And then again, when you're out there with a guy like Willie, spent a lot of time with Willie at this training camp, you're playing in the offensive zone, you're getting to the net front, you're the presence in front of the goaltender. So it's much more than just, potentially getting into a fight once in a while. He just brings a leadership presence. And when he gets in front of the net, he's a hard guy to move. And that's the important part. Goaltenders are so hard to score on. You got a big guy in front, there's a few more holes that open up.